Hey, what's up? It's Saweetie. You can check out my boo here at David Duane.
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning back into On Air with your one and only rock star, like David Duane, in the place to be right here, right now. We've got our girl, Saweetie, on with us now. If y'all don't know who Saweetie is, I need y'all to seriously catch up and be a real one. Saweetie has so many different dope singles out. Pissed, Icy, collaborations with Quavo, Kid Ink. I mean, she's just so freaking beautiful, and she's got the brand new EP, Icy, coming out on this Friday. You guys need to check it out, and she's showing with us. Saweetie, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Like I said before we got started, we had to have you come on because, you've been killing the game. The internet has been responding well, so congratulations on the success and everything so far.
Thank you. I appreciate that, but we got a lot of work to do.
For sure. So this new project is about to drop on Friday, Icy. Everything's been icy with you. How do you feel about, just how everything is going so far, even though this is not, of course, where it ends with, the branding of Icy and, everything for you?
I feel like the brand is expanding in a way that's just super infectious. And what I mean by that, when people hear my music, when they see me, when they get my stuff, it's all about bossing up, and it's all about, being independent and really just going out there to get your bag. And I love that I empower people through my music, and I love that my brand is so positive and makes people want to just, better themselves.
Absolutely. And I love that you better yourself. And what I also notice is it's not even just the women that you empower, too. It's men as well. Just being able to, just not even put a gender on and motivating people. How does that feel to know, it's a lot of people, whether it be straight LGBTQ community, men or women, just being able to, expand on that?
I think it's dope, and I think it goes to show that my brand don't have no skin color, it don't have no age, it don't have it doesn't have anything to where people feel like they can't be icy, and that's what I love about it. And I love that, people who I wouldn't expect to even listen to my music come up to me and tell me how my music, has influenced them to, like I said before, just bossing up. So the fact that I'm able to touch all different types of age groups just makes me feel like my music is not, local. It's not just in America, but it's international. Right.
And did you, ever feel that this was going to, pop the way it was, or were you just kind of let me just see how, Icy Girl really is going to take it, with the record?
You know what? I was just having fun, and I was very surprised that Icy Girl did as well as it, did. It's about to be platinum, so I'm just happy that a lot of people gravitated toward it, because when I wrote it to inspire me to, be better with my life. So the fact that it has crossed over to not only inspiring, but to, to clubs, to TV shows, to radio, I think that's just a big blessing.
Exactly. No, I feel that. And when I first heard it, I was like, yo, everybody who knows the track originally is my neck, my back, but then how you just took it and you just spin the whole record, and it was just it literally was icy. It literally was just that. The cadence was everything on the record.
Thank you.
No doubt. So now, you've worked with a lot of different people, G-Eazy, Kid Ink, Quavo. What has been the most exciting part about, just being able to work with, these guys that are really dominating the industry, but have different flows and style, but you have a way where you compliment them and they compliment you?
I think it's dope. And when I work with people who are very seasoned in the game, it makes me want to be, better. And the fact that I've been able to collaborate with dope people like G-Eazy, like Rich the Kid, like K-Money, like Quavo, and even Kid Ink and Lil Wayne is just, oh my gosh. When I found out that I was going to be on a song with Lil Wayne, I was like, y'all can't be serious right now. And it was just, Lil Wayne is more than a teacher. It's he's such a historical, figure in rap. So the fact that I was able to collaborate with, even with someone like him, just makes me feel like I'm doing something right.
No, I agree. And I don't feel like a lot of people give Lil Wayne the respect that he deserves whatsoever. We got to remember, Lil Wayne was, rapping and
mixtape.
When he was 15, one of the beginning of the game of, Cash Money, oh my gosh, that was back that ass up. Everybody was that whole movement in the South of what New Orleans was doing with hip hop.
And he's been in the game for, I don't know, over a decade, and it's still, owning that shit. So I think it's just dope that I was able to experience that, being that he's been in the game for so long.
Exactly. And I love that record. I can't stop watching the video. Like, your style, your whole swag. I was like, yo, outside of just knowing that y'all were going to collaborate, because I saw the track listen once Kid dropped his project, I was like, yo, you're kidding me, right? Like Saweetie and Lil Wayne, all three of them on a track. What? How was it like just filming that video and just being able to show like a very sexual side and like just being free?
I think it was a really just fun experience for me because I haven't been able to do that, and I think it's important, as women to tap into the different sides that we have of ourselves. So although a lot of people were taking it back, at the end of the day, I am a woman, and those are things that I experienced. So the fact that I had fun with it, and I did it with two just dope artists, just, was just like a cherry on top.
Exactly. And what things can you say, like, just in life or maybe even, just through the process of your career, would you say has been like a hardship being a woman in the game?
One thing that I really don't like is that they compare us a lot to each other, and it's just like it's all of these men who sound alike and who talk about the same things. But when it comes to women, like, we can literally be two completely different people, but they'll continue to compare us. But, it comes with the territory. It's a double standard, and I feel like as women, we just have to persevere through that.
Yeah, definitely, because it's just so much going on in the media, like, that the people try to put out there and be like, oh, let's put this person against this person. How about we not? Let's not do that at all. How about women unite like y'all are? Like how you have a great relationship with B. Simone and Cardi and stuff like that.
Oh, my gosh. B. Simone is so hilarious. It's ridiculous. I've never seen a woman, like, do stand-up comedy so funny. I went to her show last night, and she was amazing.
Yeah, she is hilarious, and she really rocks with you. Like, she genuinely rocks with you, and I just love seeing that exists instead of people, being like, oh, it doesn't exist. Well, we see it nowadays. Y'all just choose to pay attention to whatever you want to. But no, I saw that you went to the show last night, and I was like, that's freaking amazing. That's so amazing.
Yeah, such a great time.
Definitely. So let's talk a little bit more about this ICY project and stuff like that. So Birdie told me I'm not gonna spill the beans on who's on a particular record, but I'm just gonna say working with this particular person, and exactly what I'm talking about, and just being able to, well, I'll just say who, Quavo, just kind of work with him and to have just such a great relationship. How is that? Because he definitely is a dominating force when it comes to, like, in the male category when it comes to hip hop. Like, how is that dynamic with you guys?
You know what? People expect us to just be working together because of, the relationship we have. But I think it's beyond that. Like, we have a really great friendship, and the chemistry that we have on and off the camera, in and out the studio is consistent, and I feel like that kind of just shows through the music. So I love, like, working with him because he teaches me a lot about, things that I would have probably had to learn through trial and error. So the fact that I've been able to work with somebody who can be my teacher is just, it's amazing. And he's a genuine supporter, so it's always good to just have somebody in your corner who's, dominating the game like that.
No, I respect that, and I definitely agree. I think that people have to respect the fact, like, being in this business and working with people who, you might be in relationships with, or whatever it is. It's like that friendship has to be there first. Like, you just can't be working with people just to be working with people because that collaboration was hot or let's get this money. It don't make sense when it's not genuine like that.
I definitely like working with people when it makes sense. Like, I don't like forcing it. So I think that's really important when it comes to collaborating.
No, it definitely is. And I think people got to realize that, like, these collaborations come out of long-term relationships. Like, there'll be people that put out projects and there won't be nobody on there. They'll be like, oh, why? Because we want to be genuine. So I can respect that. So I'm looking forward to that track. I won't tell them what track that is, but I've already heard it was flames. But, just working on this project, no doubt. So just kind of like working on this project, like this is your second project, and I'm sure it took a lot of time and preparation. How would you say like the songwriting process, and how would you say like it compared and were, or maybe not even compared to, you know, the same strategy of how you went in for the first project?
Well, I definitely am more comfortable as far as not having to write at home and bring it to the studio. I like writing in the studio and on the spot now, only because my emotions are able to, you know, just come across instead of having to reenact what I was feeling when I wrote it. So I'm definitely, you know, more hands-on when it comes to the studio. However, I would like to learn how to engineer because I like to get an in-home studio, but I can just go whenever I want because sometimes I get a little antsy and I don't like waiting for a studio session. Right.
See, I thought I was the only one who was like that, who gets antsy and just doesn't like waiting to be with the engineer. Just like, let me tap in, let me learn, because then it's like you just want to be creative and just be like, okay, let me mix this the way I want to mix it and not have to be bothered or have somebody be like, let me push the button.
Exactly. I think that's important, especially like as an artist, because it allows us to, if we don't want nobody to be around, to really just tap into, you know, what we really want to talk about without no filter.
Right. And do you get to like that point sometimes with like your writing where you're just like, I do need to write this right now, but I don't want to be around, or like an engineer? Because I know you say you've been writing like in the studio now versus, you know, kind of coming to the studio with it.
If the beat is hot and I really just can't hold back about what I want to say, then of course I'll write it. Or I'll like do a voice memo on my phone.
Yeah, those voice memos definitely help. You're like, let's get this emotion out ASAP. That way, you know, you get it right out there, and you know, you just like, let me come with it and let's just record. So now, what records would you say are like the big records that you're looking forward to, like having people like go crazy about, that are just like, you know, that they're going to be a hit already?
I really love My Type, Dips and Ice, and I think Tiptoe is a fun joint.
I can't wait to hear Dips and Ice, just off that title.
Yeah, Dips and Ice it's very West Coast. I feel like it's a modern day West Coast sound, and I already have like the visuals for the video, so I'm excited to shoot that as well. But overall, this project is just a way of me expressing myself. It's an attitude, and I really love that I've chosen these 7 songs, and I'm excited for everybody to hear it.
Listen, I'm excited to hear it because, like I said, you've been working hard. Everybody has to like get on the bandwagon. If they're not, it's never too late to get on, you know, the trends like that. And I gotta even say, I love your sense of fashion. Before we even get off the phone, can we talk about like the lip glosses like that? Like, when is that coming out? Like the lip line?
The lip glosses will be done as soon as I'm done with my samples, but I have to, you know, take my time with the base. It's gonna make, you know, your lips cold. It smells so good. It smells like fruit punch, and it's thick like MAC lip gloss. So I really took my time and combined all the things that I like from all my favorite lip glosses into one. Nice.
Because I had a friend wanted me to ask you that, because they were like, oh my gosh, you got to ask Saweetie about, you know, the lip gloss like that, because we see her wearing it. It's so fly, her style. Are you coming out with a clothing brand too? Because that's another thing you definitely got to do.
I'll definitely get into, you know, my own capsules this year when I collaborate with brands that haven't been, you know, we haven't released a public statement for that yet, but those are definitely in the works. But as far as my own, for my brand, I have like velour suits coming out, and I have cotton sweatsuits. So matching sets and some T-shirts.
Oh, nice. That's going to be really lit. Because I just feel like with your style, it's like there's no way that you cannot just like do it all. Like that's just how perfect your brand is. Just no doubt.
Thank you. That's the goal. Trying to be a young mogul out here. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. And what advice do you have for like young moguls that want to get out there, who don't necessarily have, you know, the resources, anybody to guide them, or even just a sense of where to start? Like, what would you say to them?
I would definitely just tell them to be consistent, whether their brand is, you know, networking in person, on social media, because all it takes is for that one person or for that one moment to change your life. So consistency is super important. Even when you feel like nothing ain't moving or nothing ain't going how you want it to go, everything can just change. So that's what happened when I met my manager. I literally went to an event that I wasn't going to go to, but I was like, let me just go out and network. And that's how I met my manager.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. And you, and for the record, Saweetie is managed by Max Goose. And y'all don't know who Max is, one of the best management that you can have artistry worldwide. Like, that's dope. That's dope that you're working with Max. Because he's serious about his artists.
No, he definitely is. He don't play.
He does not play at all. So you talked about networking, which is, I'm glad you mentioned that. A lot of people don't understand how important that is. Like, they just think, okay, I can be a rapper, I can be a manager, I can be a publicist, I can be a radio personality, but I don't have to network. How important would you say that was for you, just get in the game and say, you know what, let me go to this event, let me go here, let me shake hands, let me interact on socials? I
would definitely say network for growth and not for show, because yes, it looks dope when you're booked and busy, but if you're not going to events that aren't effective, then you're really wasting your time. So I would just say, be picky or be selective with where, you go to network, because everything may not, everything may not help in, advancing yourself, So like if you're in a room full of people who are on your level, that's not really networking. You need to be in a room full of people who are either better than you or are in a position to, help you to get to where you're going. So I would definitely say be selective and be smart about where you go.
Definitely. I concur on that. Definitely be selective and protect your energy too, because that will fuck up the creativeness. I'm sure you've been in that place where like negativity just not been good for the creatives. So try to tell people like check your energy and strive for big things. But Saweetie, I gotta say thanks so much for this interview. Definitely appreciate it chatting with you. Love everything that you're doing. Like, congratulations on everything. I mean, you're killing it. No doubt.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course. So last question. I almost forgot to ask you before we have you do some drops for us. When can we expect a tour? Because I think that's something that the ladies are looking forward to.
We can expect a tour this summer. I'm attending a couple festivals, but I haven't released the official tour, but I will definitely be on a tour this summer.
Hey. So summer, Saweetie Summer, you gotta look out. Oh, that should be a new hashtag.
So Icy Summer, yes.
Icy Summer. So, Saweetie, let everybody know where they can follow you as far as your socials are concerned, too.
Everybody can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It's the same thing, SAWEETIE. I have a link in my bio, ICY by Saweetie, where IC chains are sold. You can also pre-save the EP for a chance to win the IC chain. Hey, what's up? It's Saweetie. You can check out my boo here, David Duane.